The Stobie Pole Manufacturing Yard at Angle Park was established in its present location in the 1960s. Prior to that, the poles were manufactured at several places, the last being Hilton. The Stobie pole was introduced in 1923 and was named after its designer, Mr. J.C. Stobie, who was at the time an engineer for the Adelaide Electric Supply Company. This steel and concrete pole revolutionised line work at the time. The pole was cheap and simple to produce, saved an enormous amount of timber and had a long life expectancy. The Stobie pole allowed for speedy expansion of supply, especially into country areas. In the early days at Angle Park, the plant employed up to 63 people and produced 30,000 poles a year. Over the last 3 years, the plant has undergone a major revamp, and many of the old processes and methods have been mechanised or updated. This has greatly improved employee safety and the overall efficiency of the plant. The updated plant can now operate with 11 people, and it's capable of producing 4,000 distribution poles per year. The Stobie Pole Manufacturing Yard has a light end and a heavy end. The light end is fully automated and manufactures a variety of poles from 100mm thick and 9 metres long to 180mm thick and 15 metres long. The heavy end is semi-automated and manufactures poles 150mm thick and 13 metres long up to 350mm thick and 30 metres long. The heaviest pole manufactured by the yard weighs in at an impressive 18.5 tonnes. Today we're going to take a look at the heavy end. The task of manufacturing poles by the heavy end can be broken down into the following 4 major processes. Processing the rails. This involves identifying and welding the required rails together, transferring them from the welding area to the hoists via a forklift, running the rails through the bumper to ensure they're straight, running the rails through the bender and bending the rails to the correct deflection for the toe of the pole, pairing the rails and clamping them onto the pallets, measuring and placing bolts in the rails as required, pouring the cement. With this step, pre-mixed concrete is placed in the concrete skip, which is positioned by a crane to fill the poles. The poles are worked with a trowel and the racks are set up at required intervals. Pins are then inserted to make the cored holes in the concrete. The poles are washed down to clean off the excess concrete. The ground level and pole centre lines are then marked in the concrete. Once the concrete starts going off, the pins are removed from the concrete, forming the cored holes in the pole trowel. Curing and bolt tightening. The poles are left for a minimum of 24 hours to dry. All bolts are tightened. The completed poles are then placed in the storage area. After 7 days, the poles are cured, ready for delivery to the required sites for standing. Value adding. To meet the requirements of the end user, various hardware is added at this stage, such as pole plates and cable guides. Adding the required hardware at this stage means that the end user can simply erect a fully configured pole, thus saving a great deal of time and effort. The upgrading of the heavy section has provided many benefits, including saving time, production flexibility, improved workplace safety. The heavy section is a valuable asset to ETSA Utilities and will continue to be well into the future.